back again. We left you at the last episode at Sarvang Ashram. To recap, when Rama reached there, he met sage Sarvang, and after meeting Rama, Sarvang flamed himself to attain salvation. From there, Rama started moving towards Dandak Forest, and the first station he came here at the cottage of sage Sutikshan. At the demise of sage Sarvang at Sarvang Ashram, the sages of abodes around this place or in Dandak Forest arrived at his funeral. They were sage Baikhan, sage Balkhilya, sage Sangaprakal, sage Marichip, sage Ashmakutto, sage Patrahari, sage Dantalukhi, sage Unmajak, sage Gatrasajya, sage Asajya, sage Anbashik, sage Jalahari, sage Bayubhoji, sage Akshaniloy, sage Sandilosai, sage Urdabashi, and sage Danto. They all started moving with Rama. On their way, the sages represented to Sri Rama that they are suffering from the demons, who are not only destroying their abodes and meditation, but also often killing and taking their bodies away. And they sought help to save them from the demon. Sri Rama, along with the sages, arrived at sage Sutikshan ashram or cottage. Here we see in front the cottage. Sage Sutikshan was there at that time, and he greeted all of them. Sri Rama and all the sages spent the first night after Sarvang Ashram here. Sri Ram expressed the idea of going to Dandak Forest to visit abodes of all the sages and protect them from the demon. Sage Sutikshan welcomed the idea, but requested him to return to his ashrama from time to time, which he did during his entire 10 years of Dandak Forest stay. This is a current commemorative structure of the cottage of sage Sutikshan, and in front there is a map of India showing the route Sri Rama traveled, and it's an entire India, pan-India route, and great story. Beautiful cottage structure to spend a night or so. This place is about 50 kilometers south of the cottage of sage Sarvang, where we ended the last episode. This time we do not have Sita the Gita, but we do have a Lakshman here. He is with me, helping me at every point. He is Nihar, my Lakshman of this trip. This is Avay Srivastav and our transport. He is taking us to the places today. This is Siddah Pahad near Sutikshan Ashram. An English name could be the hillock Siddah, and all the sages brought Sri Rama here to show that the demons are eating the fleshes of the sages and dumping the bone here, and that's why the hillock is created. And if you see right ahead, The color of the hillock stone is red, which is supposed to be from the bones of the sages. After seeing this hillock made of bones, that is the sand and the rocks coming out of that hillock, Sri Rama took oath to destroy and finish the demons from this earth, at least in this region when he will stay in the Dandak Forest. In front, Jamuna Advasi, a local villager, he actually helping us to take to some places. In fact, he brought us exact this location which we are finding hard to locate. As we promised in our last episode, from the last location we are at the events of Aranya Kaand of Ramayana. This is the most exciting and thrilling events of the entire Ramayana. This location is not very far from Sutikshan Ashram. Later sometime we provide a map of the route we are traveling, and we are still in Satna at this point. Proceeding further south, from Sutikshan Ashram or Siddah Pahad, Sri Ram, Sita, Lakshman, along with the sages, started proceeding towards further south and arrived here. This is by the side of a small river originating from the hill nearby, is called Ganga Nala, and camped here for the night. Considering walking speed from sunrise to sunset, possibly they traveled 40 to 50 kilometers, and this place is really located between 40 and 50 kilometers from the last location, Sutikshan Ashram. Here they supposed to have camped, and this place is called Sita Rasoi. That is because it was here for that night Sita cooked food for all the sages. It could be about 25 of them, and this is currently a commemorative temple of Sita here being worshipped regularly. The images of Ram, Sita and Lakshman inside the temple being worshipped here. As I told you, this is a current commemorative temple of the event. Sita Rasoi, Sita cooked here. Absolutely beautiful place to camp. From here, Ram, Lakshman, Sita and all the sages started proceeding towards the forest, which is towards southeast direction. You can see some glimpses of the area they have been moving around. We are also moving towards southeast from Satna, Madhya Pradesh to Janakpur in Chhattisgarh. Beautiful road. It looks like the exile in forest has started. Unbelievable. Little tea samosa break. Forest and forest. This looks like the terrain or area Rama and his crew had to travel through. Amazing. This is our ashram in Janakpur. One of the room inside is ours, and it's in a wonderful setting. It's exactly like the ashramas of those days. Last ashram we stayed in Satna was actually the railway retiring room and was very different from the ashram setting, and we skipped videographing that. This one is ideally an ashram setting, and you can see it could be the kind of routes and locations described in Ramayana during the exile period in the forest. One more day, we are again on the route. This is river Madhi. We have seen on the route many such streams and rivers. They are very shallow and little water, and is very different from the Dandak Kaand rivers. It looks like that Rama and his crew didn't have much difficulty in crossing these rivers. Sri Ram and his crew came along this way. This place is about 250 kilometers from the last location of Sita Rasoi at Rakselva village, and possibly they have stopped in some other places, but this is a place they have rested for some time. This place is called Sita Madhi. In some version of Ramayana, there is a conversation between Sri Ram and Sita, something like when they were on move, Sita softly submitted to Ram, "I'd like to caution your pledge against demons. There are three acts considered to degrade a person to a lower level, like speaking lie or lust for others' wife or killing a being without animosity. However," she continued, "in your case, the first two don't apply, but the last one has caused a concern to me. This is because you assured sages on their complaints against demons. I doubt, unless a demon directly harm you, will it be proper to attack or kill any demon? In forest, we need basically adhere to spiritual lifestyle than that of a warring Kshatriya." The conversation continues that, appreciating Sita's concern, Sri Ram told her, "Now I have assured them to extend my all cooperation to deal with the cruel demons. How can I deviate from this? I am bound to observe the truth, and once committed, I need to maintain that. In fact, demons are at fault because to satisfy their hunger from human flesh, they kill the innocent sages, and for a Kshatriya, mutely witnessing the happening of unfair act is a sin." This is inside of Sita Madhi, where Sri Ram and the sages along with Lakshman and Sita stayed for some time, and here also, as we know, that Sita had to cook for all the sages and Ram and Lakshman. Although these structures are commemorative of the event, but looking at these rooms, it looks like it is very true to the story, and these are the rooms or the kind of rooms they have stayed at that time. There are more rooms at the other side, and it's quite large enough that Sri Rama and his crew, that is all the 20-25 sages, could be accommodated here very comfortably. Quite an impressive structure. This is a large courtyard. Possibly the lunch and dinners could have been served here. This is actually a cave on a little hillock by the side of the river we just showed you. Beautiful river Mabai and surrounding rocky area, and this place is inside Dandak Forest, and this should have been the first long duration stay, couple of days inside Dandak Forest. Sita Madhi, village Horchoka, Chhattisgarh. Looks like we are lost, trying to find out from these local people how to proceed to the next location. This is Muhammad Said taking us in his car to the locations today.
सीतामढ़ी जाने का रास्ता का कैसा होगा?
इधर से घघरा जाएंगे, घघरा जाने के बाद बाएं मुड़ेंगे, वहाँ से स्कूल पड़ेगा, स्कूल के बाद सीधे बस्ती से पहाड़िया रास्ता है, वहाँ से उतरेंगे पहाड़िया, उसके बाद नदी मिलेगा, नदी के बाद सीतामढ़ी.
This is the type of road, very hard to locate. The gentleman in the earlier shot gave some kind of direction. We are trying to follow. Finally, we arrived at the next location. This is Rapa River. This is directly east of the last location where Sri Ram stayed, about 45 to 50 kilometers west from here. So this is directly at the east, and this is the next location. They stayed towards farther east. This is Sita Madhi. Here Sri Ram and his crew stayed as the next location. There are few rooms and nice place to stay. This is by the side of river Rapa.
यहाँ का जो महत्व है ये सीतामढ़ी का, इसके बारे में आप कुछ बोल सकते हैं?
महत्व तो श्रद्धा और विश्वास पर ही है. हमारा जितना विश्वास है वह उन पर, उसके हिसाब से वो कृपा करते हैं, अपना आशीर्वाद प्रदान करते हैं. कहा जाता है यहाँ श्री राम जी आए थे.
This is also a cave inside a couple of rooms, and it looks like this is also a nice place to stay. I think the caves are commemorative of the event and nicely maintained, giving a feeling of how real the Ramayana story was in terms of its geographic locations. It's a small cave and appeared a bit crampy for the whole crew, but outside there are lots of places where there could be outdoor sleeping arrangement. And it is needless to mention that Sita here also cooked for the whole crew, about 20 to 25 people. This is river Neur, about 25 kilometers east of the last location on river Rapa. Sri Ram appeared to have followed this route, and somewhere ahead is the next location they stayed. We were trying to reach the next location, Sita Madhi, by the side of this river, but unfortunately the Sita Madhi is on the other side of the river and the bridge is broken, under construction. There is no way we can cross the river and go there. By the time they reached at this location, they have traveled about 750 kilometers from Ajodhya, and in front this is the old bridge which is broken now, and this is the reason we could not go further, and we have to wait. Someday the new bridge will be constructed, we will come back again. I hope Sri Ram forgives us for our inability to cross this very simple river. We are human and not Sri Rama. One more day. Today we are traveling from Janakpur to Ambikapur. More adventures ahead. Beautiful forest area. From the last location, Sri Rama proceeded towards southeast, trying to look for a proper place for settling for a long time. We are almost following his route and proceeding towards southeast also. Possibly this is the kind of route Sri Ram followed, and we are also following almost the same. We are in Bishrampur now. Bishram means to take rest, and the name of this city or this place has come from the fact or the event that Sri Rama stayed here for 7 years of his exile period. The story goes that while moving around to find a location to reside in deep Dandak Forest, Sri Rama was accompanied by some of the sages. At one place he found a pond having crystal water and fragrant lotus spread all over, had made it very attractive. But there was no trace of any settlement near the pond, but musical notes coming out of it, and that attracted Sri Rama's attention. He inquired from Ramgarh, one of the accompanying sages, and the sage informed him, long back the sage Dandakaranya undertook a severe meditation. Gods got scared, for they apprehended that some of them might lose their position to sage Dandakaranya. They sent 5 charming celestial dancers to intervene successful completion of his penance. Those dancers got success and the sage fell a prey to their beauty and lust. They got married to the sage and they continued staying with the sage forever. Because of this penance, the sage always looks young and those dancers stay in his service inside a mansion built hidden below this pond. The musical sound is combination of several instruments, the movement of the anklets of the dancers and their vocal presentations as well. The pond is popularly called Panchapsara. Unfortunately, this is not the Panchapsara Lake. This is actually the wastewater reservoir of a coal mine used to be here. Now it's closed. Although there is no direct geographic reference to this lake in any of the version of Ramayana, researchers have fairly pinpointed the location to be here in Bishrampur, and there used to be large stream-fed lake which now ceased to exist. When he was staying in this area, he was moving here and there at different places and different sage ashramas. At some of the ashram he stayed 3 months, at another his stay was even longer. At some ashram he stayed for 10 months also. In this process, at some of them he stayed for second time also. During his stay in this area, he killed many of the demons residing in this area, as he took a vow that he would rid this area of all the evil influences. From here we will proceed trying to locate a more authentic location of Panchapsara Lake. He is Ranjit Singh, security officer of this area. He actually helped us out of the way to locate this place. This is another location nearby, although this is also not the Panchapsara. It's the same colliery lake, but this looks lot more authentic. Anyway, the Panchapsara Lake was somewhere here, and we will still continue to search if we can get a better location to represent the lake. Bishrampur, about 250 kilometers southeast from the last location on river Neur. By the time Sri Rama and his crew arrived here, they traveled about 1000 kilometers. We eventually could not locate Panchapsara Lake. However, since it is mentioned in Ramayana and researchers have done lots of work on this, it looks like when the Ramayana was originally conceived, the conceiver did see a lake and the story went on. For now, we leave the Panchapsara Lake to our belief. This is Ramgarh hill. This is the nearest hill from Bishrampur, and the story goes that it was here Sri Ram resided for about 7 years. From this location, the accompanying sages went to their individual abodes, and Sri Ram, Lakshman and Sita continued to live here exactly in these caves. We will go further to inside the caves. This is Sita Bengra on Ramgarh hill. Bengra means place of living, and it is exactly here they lived. I believe due to safety reason from the demons or from other dangers, they opted to live in a hill and this kind of cave. Here they lived for 7 years, of course traveling here and there from this place to different abodes of different sages, and possibly for the purpose of killing demons who were troubling the sages or killing them or eating their flesh. This is inside the main cave, and it looks like it could have been the bedroom of this cave complex. These are the statues of Sri Rama and Lakshman and some old idols. It is not very clear who are they, and it looks like it is still being worshipped here, although it was extremely difficult to climb up to this cave. This is more extension of the cave. In fact, it is on the both sides, and now it looks like that this should be the bedroom. Beautiful bed, and this should be the living room. In front of the living room there is a beautiful courtyard, nice to sit in the evening, and from where the entire beauty of Ramgarh hill or Ramgarh forest can be seen. This is the stairs to climb up to this cave. It was a bit difficult for me, but somehow I could manage. It is interesting to note that there is a complete drainage system available here. And the drainage water comes down from here, from there, and goes this way from here, and it goes down. Last shot of this mesmerizing beauty. This is Lakshman Bengra cave, means the place of living of Lakshman. This place is just behind the Sita Bengra, and it is believed that when Rama and Sita used to sleep in Sita Bengra, Lakshman used to sleep here. This cave has two entrances. One is ahead and the other is on the other side ahead. In fact, according to Ramayana, Lakshman hardly used to sleep because he was responsible for security of Ram and Sita, and he was supposed to be awake during the night, and possibly this is the place where he used to rest for some time, and that's why there is no proper bed arrangement here. Lakshman Bengra, the other end of the cave, and Sita Bengra is just above this. You can see ahead on the top of the hill. This is the road to come down from Sita Bengra to Lakshman Bengra cave. This is the type of road we are using today to trace these locations. This is supposed to be Sita Kund close by. Inside the cave here, this place should be full with water, and it is believed that during this day Sita used to take bath here in privacy. Unfortunately, we didn't find any water at the Sita Kund ahead at the left corner. Beautiful setting. This is a nearby area on Ramgarh hill, very close to the Sita Bengra and Lakshman Bengra, and the place is called Chandan Mitti. Down this slope during monsoon, a silky clay comes out and goes below down near the Sita Bengra we saw before. These are a group of tourists also trying to explore the same thing we are trying to. This is the slope, and these are the commemorative paintings along this slope of Chandan Mitti flowing on this slope. Chandan Mitti means sandalwood soil. Lanka War, Dashanan Ravan, Rameswaram Setubandh, Lanka Aranya Kaand. This is exactly the silky clay or Chandan Mitti, and it is believed that when it comes at the end of the hill, Sri Rama Lakshman collected this, and they, including Sita, used to wash their hair using this silky clay. This is Rahul Tiwari and crew Nihar. Raise your hands. Rahul is taking in his car to this hard to reach places today where we went. 3 cheers for Rahul. Another day. Today traveling north to a very interesting location. This is River Mahan. This place is located about 100 kilometers north of Sita Bengra, where we went the last, where Sri Rama lived for 7 years. The story goes that in this hill area, a demon Sara used to create trouble to the local sages and the local people. The sages living in the abodes here represented to Sri Rama about the disturbance being caused by demon Sara, and Sri Rama had to come here and live in one of the abodes to prepare killing of the demon. This is the place where demon Sara was eventually killed and freed the sages living here from the fear. The name of this place is Sarasor, Asur means demon in Indian language, and the name came from the event that Rama killed the demon Sara in this place. The story further goes that before and after killing demon Sara, Sri Rama worshipped Lord Shiva here. Currently there is a commemorative temple, Ram Janki Mandir, that is Ram Janki temple, where Ram and Sita are still worshipped.
ये जगह का बारे में जानकारी क्या है आपको?
तो जानकारी यहाँ तो भाई ये सारासोरों का नाम से प्रसिद्ध है। यहाँ बहुत पुरातन से यहाँ पूजा पाठ हुआ थे। हाँ, यहाँ पहले अंदर में पुजारी पूजा पाठ करत रही, अब तो ऐसे बड़े मंदिर बन गई साहब। यहाँ पुजारी एक दिन बहुत अंदर में पूजा पाठ करके बाहर निकल आई, तो वहाँ अंदर में पूजा पाठ करके अपन कुछ सामान अंदर में छोड़ दे रही, तो वहाँ फिर निकल आई पुजारी, तो फिर घिसले है बड़े, तो वहाँ सब देवता भगवान सब ऋषि मुनि देवता मन वहाँ भोग करत रहे, खात पियत रहे। उस समय पुजारी ला कहेंगे पुजारी तो काहे यहाँ आए गए अजय, काल तो फिर आवे करते पूजा पाठ करे ले जाते सब सामान ला, तो ला यहाँ विश्वास नहीं है। आज ले अंदर में यहाँ मत आवे, अब बाहरी से पूजा पाठ नहीं करवे, ऐसे कही करके वो माने कहीं, और पुजारी वहाँ से निकल आई, और वहीं से मतलब वो दिन से यहाँ बाहरी पूजा पाठ हुआ थे, और अंदर भी फाटक बंद हो गई।
This is supposed to be demon Sara, and this is Ram and Lakshman killing the demon, and this is one of the sages whose abode was being disturbed and complained to Sri Rama. Here I learned that demon Sara was a woman, a female demon. To take a round of this temple, various images of various mythological events are displayed here. This pond is called Sita Nahani. This is by the side of the river, and it is believed that during the stay here, Sita used to take bath here. Beautiful private pond to take bath. The Sita Nahani pond is just by the side of river Mahan ahead, and I think the water flows from there and a pond is created. It looks like ideal for even swimming. Here is Ram Janki temple. We follow the hill, we come down to Sita Nahani pond, and on the right hand side there is a currently commemorative Lord Shiva temple to mark the event of Sri Rama's worshipping Lord Shiva before and after killing the demon Sara. This is the image of Lord Shiva inside the temple. And this temple is surrounded by this mesmerizing beauty.
This place is called Ramgarh. Dao means in local language something like water lock or reservoir. While Sita used to take bath in Sita Kund, right there, Sri Rama and Lakshman used to come here for shower or bath in this stream. To come for bath here, Sri Rama and Lakshman had to follow this rocky road as you see ahead, and today we also followed the same road. How beautiful is the place of bathing, and right ahead the stream where they used to take bath. After staying here for some time at the abodes of the local sages, Sri Ram, Lakshman and Sita returned to Sita Bengra at Ramgarh hill to continue living there. Lunchtime after the shoot schedule. This is our cottage or ashram in Ambikapur for this section of our shoot. And this is Johnny, our housekeeper.
Today we are traveling east to cover another very exciting event. Passing through this wonderful landscape.
The story goes that the sages living in the abodes at the eastern side of Sri Rama's cave complex complained that a demon in this area is disturbing them and often killing them. As promised to the sages, Sri Rama, Lakshman and Sita had to come out again in search of the demon. While traveling east, Sri Rama, Sita and Lakshman halted here as the first stop, still searching for the demon. This location is about 60 kilometers east of the cave complex. While living here and while Rama and Lakshman searching for the demon in this forest, Sita put some plants in this area, and that's why the area is named as Bagicha, means a garden. This is the type of plant Sita put in here. This is called tulsi, and local people believe that if you make paste of the leaf of this plant, the cold and cough could be cured. It is also believed that Sri Rama worshipped here to Lord Shiva in order to find the demon quickly. Earlier shot was the commemorative temple of today of Lord Shiva for the event, and this is actually the image of Lord Shiva inside the temple, and local people worship here to Lord Shiva. Eventually, not finding the demon in this forest, Ram, Sita and Lakshman proceeded farther east in search of the demon. This is the way they proceeded to the next destination. We had a hard time reaching there because roads were very bad. Eventually we had to stop the car somewhere and proceed on foot. Finally they arrived here. Here at this location they camped for some time, still searching for the demon in this forest. This is a very dense forest area. The stream is coming from the hill up there. It's called Jora Jam and it is flowing towards a river. The river is this way. Both sides dense forest. This is the cave complex they lived while still searching for the demon. This is inside the cave. The images of Ram, Sita and Lakshman are still being worshipped here. Another part of the cave, possibly the cooking area. This is the veranda or access to the cave. This place is called Lekha Patthar. This means a script written on the stone right ahead, and this is written in ancient language script which I do not know of. This is Thuluram, the priest of this cave complex. He was telling me that no one could read the script what was written in the Lekha Patthar above. This is another part of the cave and it looks like that here Sri Rama and Lakshman used to keep their weapons, Dhanush and Ban. This is Maurice, a local villager. In fact, he has taken us to this spot. Without him, possibly we would not reach this cave complex at all. This is a kind of neem. The priest was telling me that Sita used to like this plant. In fact, the leaf of this plant to put in the food which she used to cook. Not finding the demon even in this dense forest, they proceeded farther east to pinpoint the demon and kill. We are also following them towards east, trying to locate the demon. They finally arrived here, which is about 90 kilometers east of the Sita Bengra. It's not that very forest area, and they decided to camp here, trying to locate the demon. It is said that this is the place, top of a hill, where they camped, searching for the demon. Here they found that a demon in the form of wild boar
terrorizing people and disturbing the abodes of the sages. Lakshman actually killed the demon, and the story goes that from here right ahead he threw his weapon, which is an arrow, towards the hill, and the demon was found at the hill, and the demon was killed, and the arrow hit the hill behind. If we or someone goes up there, there is a hole still existing on the hill. These are supposed to be footmark of Lakshman, and currently it is called Lakshman Panja. He ran towards this way and threw his arrow towards this way to kill the demon. That is the first footmark. This is the second, and this is the third. Exactly from here he threw his weapon. The name of the demon killed here is Baraha, which means wild boar. After killing the demon and living here for a little time, they again returned back to Sita Bengra, where they were living in long term. Now there is a commemorative temple of Lakshman here, commemorative to the event. Lakshman being worshipped here for his courage to kill the demon and making the sages around this place safe. We are also going back to our base camp after today's shoot. Another day we are back at Sita Bengra on Ramgarh hill. After living here for 7 years and killing many demons and securing the sages in this area, Sri Ram, Lakshman and Sita proceeded farther south from here. There are nearby places, Lakshmanpur, Sitapur, and it looks like that they have been traveling to these places and staying at the abodes of the sages there. The last shot of Sita Bengra, here Sri Rama, Lakshman and Sita lived for 7 years. In another research, we are trying to compile the names of the sages living around this area and also the names of the demons who were killed by Ram and Lakshman. This is Kendai Falls on the way to the next destination. Sri Rama camped. This is on the way, and it is quite imperative that they were traveling through this location. This way they should be traveling following the river bank. We are traveling south, following them, Ambikapur to Bilaspur. This is about 100 kilometers south from the last location, Sita Bengre. They finally arrived here and camped at this hilltop, which is right here. Beautiful hilltop location. Sri Rama, Sita and Lakshman
lived here on this hilltop for some time. Now there is a temple at this hilltop. This is called Ramtekari temple, and idols of Ram, Sita and Lakshman are worshipped here. It is believed that a part of river Ganga is flowing from the idol of Sri Rama inside the temple. Unfortunately, it's now the feeding time. We could not go inside the temple. A stolen shot of inside the temple taken from a small hole on the door. Ramtekari temple, Ratanpur. This hillock is located just by the side of this waterlock, making it a very appropriate location to camp for a while. This is the ancestor village area of Sabar family and birthplace of Mother Sabari. The folklore goes that the ancestor of Mother Sabari, Sabar, was a mighty king who ruled this Dandak Forest area. King Sabar was a loyal devotee of Sri Rama. He had an intelligent and wise daughter, Sabari. She was a free-willed girl. The king wanted to get her married, but she had other things in mind. She left home for the hermitage of sage Matanga to acquire knowledge. Mother Sabari is a very important character and played a very important role in Ramayana, which we'll reveal in the next episode of Dandakaranya. After staying for some time at the Ramtekari hill, which was last they stayed, they came here to pay respect to the Sabar family. This place is located about 100 kilometers southeast of Ramtekari hill. There is a Mother Sabari temple here commemorating the Sabar family residing here. Inside the temple, image of Sri Rama is worshipped here. Unfortunately, photography inside the temple is prohibited and we can't go in. This is the old temple of Mother Sabari. I was told that this temple is built about 2500 years back and in almost in dismantleable condition. This is the image of Mother Sabari being worshipped here. Fortunately, we can go inside this temple. This is inside the temple. While staying with the Sabar family, it is believed that Lakshman established a temple of Lord Shiva at this location, which is just 3 kilometers from the Sabari temple. This is the commemorative structure of the event called Lakshmaneshwar temple.
ये है ना, ये शैम्पू है, ये जब से निकले हुए इनके अंदर आपका 3 कुंड है, आपका गंगा, यमुना और त्रिवेणी, तीनों के संगम से मिलकर के बने हुए हैं। अच्छा। और इस मंदिर का 2 प्रमाण, पहला प्रमाण इसके अंदर जो जल है, आप जो जल देख रहे हैं, इसमें आप हजारों डेंग पानी डालिए या फिर उसमें से उतने ही पानी बाहर निकालिए, उसका जो जल स्तर है, वाटर लेवल ना वो घटता है ना बढ़ता है, बराबर रहता है। दूसरा प्रमाण आप ये चावल देख रहे हैं, ये है शवला।
Inside the temple, image of Lord Shiva is worshipped, and the priest was explaining the importance of this place. In fact, a very miraculous feature that on the image of Shiva, water comes at the same level at all time, and no one knows from the water comes. This is also a very old temple. As in the board, this temple was built in 8th century AD, which means about or over 2000 years. This is Mahanadi, the great river. This river flows from south to north. We are standing at the other side of Sabari temple, which we saw earlier. The story goes that Sri Ram, Lakshman and Sita crossed this river here. This is the first wide river they crossed since they crossed the river Yamuna about 10 years back. Since they crossed Yamuna, they had to cross many rivers, but they were all shallow rocky streams, easier to cross. And this river also, as it looks like from the water line, also possibly shallow and lot easier to cross than Ganga or Yamuna. This is a banyan tree, locally called Bishrampur. After the end of the stay with our family, and after crossing this river, Sri Rama, Sita and Lakshman camped here for some time. They had to cross this river and come to the east side of the river because their plan was to proceed to the ashram or cottage of sage Mandavya, which is on the east side of this river towards south. Currently there is a commemorative temple of this event, and Sri Rama is worshipped here. As I explained in Bishrampur before, Bishram means to rest, and Sri Rama, Lakshman and Sita rested here for some times. Beautiful location to rest for some time. After staying here for some time, they proceeded south this way towards the hermitage of sage Mandavya, and we are also following them. This is about 20 kilometers south of the Bishrampur, and this is a Triveni Sangam, means where 3 rivers meet. These 3 rivers are Jonk right ahead, and this side Shivanath and Mahanadi, which we saw before. From the last location, Sri Rama, Sita and Lakshman traveled south on the other side of Mahanadi river and worshipped here at the Triveni Sangam before proceeding further towards sage Mandavya Ashram. Mahanadi, the great river, Shivanath coming from this side, and the river Janki far ahead. They followed the east bank of river Mahanadi and came from this way towards Mandavya Ashram, in fact searching for Mandavya Ashram, and it is believed that they stopped here and worshipped Lord Shiva. This is one old commemorative structure of the event that Sri Ram worshipped here Lord Shiva. This is inside the temple. Lord Shiva is still worshipped here. Although it is not known how old is the structure or when the temple was made, but from the sculpture and the structure it looks like it could be quite old, and I can estimate between at least 1000 and 1500. Now this is an architectural site, and local people here do believe that Sri Ram stopped here during his exile. Currently around this temple there are other temples being maintained by the local Maharaja Narendra Bahadur Singh. They are the local maintainer of this temple. He is Ram Sarup Tiwari, and he was telling me that the temple was built in 12th century, which is close to around 2000 years. My estimate was fairly correct. Finally they could locate the ashram of sage Mandavya at this location, which is very close to the last location we have been, which was the Shiv temple. These are the today's commemorative structures of sage Mandavya, that he had his abode here where Sri Ram visited during the exile. This place is about 100 kilometers southwest of the last location of Triveni Sangam, Mahanadi, Janki and Shivanath, and they came this way, and this is actually the northeast side. This place is located about 50 kilometers southeast from Raipur and about 5 kilometers southwest of the last location of Shiva temple. This is an image of sage Mandavya. Here Sri Ram and his wife and his brother Lakshman stayed for some time, still looking for a place to reside rest of the period. The sage during his stay suggested to visit the Rishi Mandal area where sages have their abodes and where they meditate, and that would be a good place for him to acquire some knowledge from the sages. The area is stated to be further south in deep forest from here. Sri Ram was told that in the Rishi Mandal area he would find the abodes of many sages like Muchkund, Agastya, Kank, Kark, Lomesh, Pulatsya and many others. He particularly mentioned to Sri Ram to visit the abode of sage Agastya. He is a very well travelled person and he would be able to suggest a good place to spend
rest of the time. This is Janki temple in the complex where Sri Ram and Sita are worshipped. These are the idol inside the temple. After living here for some time, they started towards southwest, as Sage Mandavya suggested, to reach the Rishi Mandal area. Something worth mentioning that India is to be known in Vedic literature as Bharat Barsh. Barsh is land mass, and one of the mass was Bharat. This is a branch of river Mahanadi, and Sri Ram on the way to the next location hit this place and most probably crossed this. Local people somehow believe that Sri Ram washed his weapon here on this stream. The name of the stream is Sarginala. It's about 5 kilometers southwest of the last location of Mandavi Ashram, and it is flowing this way towards southwest to meet river Mahanadi. Currently there is a commemorative temple of the event on the other side of the stream right ahead. This is Mahanadi again, about 25 kilometers east of the last location of Mandavi Ashram or Sagri Nala. They hit this Mahanadi and stopped here. It is believed that they worshipped Lord Vishnu here, and there is a current commemorative temple, Rajiv Lochan temple, to commemorate this event. This is located at the east bank of the river. Located in a huge compound. This temple is also quite old, and from the structure it looks like again it could be between 1000 and 2000 years old and just newly renovated. Here at little south of the last temple location, the Rishi Mandal area starts. In fact, the northeast point of Rishi Mandal. Area is spread this way between two rivers, Mahanadi and Pyari, and goes up to Nagri. It's about a 50 kilometer each side triangle. Here at this northeast location of Rishi Mandal was the ashram or abode of sage Lomesh, located here. This is an image of sage Lomesh, and this commemorative structure is very beautifully maintained. Also there is a Ram Janki Mandir here. The images of Ram, Sita and Lakshman are worshipped. Sage Lomesh is also known to be conceiver of a folklore Lomesh Ramayana, which is composed out of 32,000 verses. This is also a holy confluence of three rivers, Mahanadi and Pyari and Sandur. A kind of Kumbh Mela also takes place here almost every year on the middle of the river, and if there is too much water, at the east and west bank of the river. This is Kuleshwar Mahadev temple. It is believed that during the stay with sage Lomesh, Sita worshipped here right at the middle of the confluence, or
Kul Devata, Lord Shiva. Every year during Shivratri, a huge mela takes place here. Kuleshwar Mahadev temple, and from here, that is after staying here for some time, they proceeded this way south towards the center of Rishi Mandal in search of abodes of various sages, especially sage Agastya. To recap the travel we have been making, or Sri Ram made, we started from here in Satna, sage Sutikshan Ashram. Then we came to Horchoka, the first Sita Madhi, then second Sita Madhi, then third Sita Madhi. Then from there they came to Bishrampur, which is the location of Panchabsara Lake. From there again towards south to look for a good location to stay, and here they stayed in Sita Bengra and Ramgarh hill for 7 years. During their stay here, they visited the abodes of many sages and killed many demons. We have shown 2 locations of killing points of Demon Sara and Demon Bara. From there they started moving towards southwest and came to Ratanpur and the hilltop area where they lived for some time. And from there they started moving towards southeast again to the kingdom of Shabar family to pay respect to King Shabar at the side of Mahanadi river. Here they crossed the river and came to the Bishrampur area, and from there they came to the confluence of 3 rivers again after the Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati confluence. From here they started moving towards southwest again and came to Fingeshwar, where Sri Ram established the Shiva temple and visited Mandavi Ashram. From Mandavi Ashram they went to the Rajim area where the Kuleshwar Nath temple and Lomesh Ashram was located. This is the starting point of Rishi Mandal. In fact, this entire area is Rishi Mandal, and we would be from next onwards moving towards the Rishi Mandal, and we will come back to the locations after we have completed this part of the shoot. At this point we have taken a little break from the exile route and we are visiting a very important place related to Ramayana. The name of this place is Chandkuri. The old name of this place was Chandrapuri, means the kingdom of moon, and this used to be the kingdom of Sri Ram's mother's father, that is Sri Ram's grandfather. This region used to be called Kushala, and the name of the king was King Bhanumant. Sri Ram's father Dasharath married the princess of Kushala and her name was Bhanumati. After the demise of King Bhanumant, being the only daughter, Bhanumati inherited the kingdom and she became the queen of Kushala, and since then she was being called as Kaushalya, who was Sri Ram's mother. After the demise of Queen Kaushalya, Sri Ram's mother, Sri Ram acquired this kingdom, but eventually he gave this kingdom to his son Kush. The area you are seeing now in Chandrapuri was the capital of Koshala, and this place is located about 30 kilometers east of Raipur. Here at the middle of this lake there is a commemorative temple of Kaushalya called Kaushalya Mata Temple. This temple was built in 1973 But there is a reference that there was one about 2000 years old temple existing here. We'll see if we can locate that. This is the image inside the temple, and the priest was telling me that the right side image is of Kaushalya, and she is sitting with left hand side image Sri Ram on her lap. By the way, Neha had to leave for some exigency, and Geeta has joined back, and she would be with us for the rest of the tour. Hi Geeta.
आप इस मंदिर के बारे में कुछ बताएंगे?
हाँ, माता ये मंदिर इसलिए जानते हैं, एक दर्शन केंद्र के नाम से जाना जाता है। माता कौशल्या के प्राचीन काल से विराजमान है। माता कौशल्या या भिन्न भिन्न समय में यहाँ दर्शन लोग अपन मनोकाम की यात्रा के लिए आते जाते हैं। ये केंद्र बहुत उपयोगी माने जाता है माता दर्शन के लिए। यहाँ से अपन मनोकाम लेकर आता है तो मनोकाम यहाँ से पूरा होके जाती है। माता को नमन करे से, भ्रमण करे से ये केंद्र आस्थक के केंद्र के हुए जाना जाता है।
This is the history of the temple the priest has just described. Chandrapuri, capital of Kingdom of Koshala. This is our transport today, and this is Swan Singh, the owner of the car, and this is Shesh Kumar, the driver. They are helping us at this stretch of travel. This is the Shiva temple I was talking about. This is close to that Kaushalya Mata temple and believed to be built about 2000 years back, and according to the lore this was built during the reign of Kaushalya. This is an archaeological site now, and the details are here. Inside the temple, but now being an archaeological site, there is no idol. Possibly at this location there should have been a Shiva idol. Outside the temple, typical of Shiva temple area. Shiva temple. Kaushalya temple this way, and the capital of Koshala, Chandrapuri, in surrounding area, and the Shiv temple just we visited this way. Our base station for this stretch of the shoot is city of Raipur, and this was our ashram here. Back to the exile route, Sri Ram proceeded south towards the core area of Rishi Mandal through this forest. From the last location, the ashram of Sage Lomesh. We are also following them, doing the same, but we are not that fortunate. We are traveling through the highway. Finally, they arrived at the core of Rishi Mandal area. This place is called Shivaba or Shivaba mountain because the area is surrounded by forests and hills. This place is about 70 kilometers south from the last location of the ashrama of Sage Lomesh.
As they were looking for the first ashram they came was of sage Agastya. Sage Agastya was not there at that time, but they could meet his brother sage Sudarshan, commonly known as Agastya Bhrata. He informed Sri Ram that sage Agastya has gone towards west and gave some approximate idea of where he could be. He also mentioned that the sage Agastya does not go to north again. That is because when he came from Ajodhya area, the Bindha mountain had to bow down so that he could pass, and he decided not to cross the Bindha again to avoid Bindha again bowing down to let him pass. This is today's commemorative structure and an image of sage Agastya. Some other references currently on display here. Shon Ganga, Durga Mandir and image of Durga. The place of Havan at the ashram. The Tulsi Angan, and most importantly the well whose water cures every disease. Since they could not meet sage Agastya, they decided to stay here for some time to meet the sages living in this Rishimandal area. The first and nearest being sage Angira. This is Angira Ashram, the current commemorative structure of the event. There is one Ram Mandir as well. The purpose of Sri Ram's visiting abodes of various sages here was to acquire knowledge from them. There is a cave above at the top of the hill where an idol of sage Angira is located. This place is located in a village called Gotala, which is about 10 kilometers south of Shivava. The next ashram they visited is that of sage Valmiki. Sage Valmiki is believed to be the first composer of the epic Ramayana. This is located on a hilltop. The name of this place is Tangri Dongri, and I'll explain later from where the name came from. And this is today's commemorative structure of sage Valmiki. There is a common story that the sage Valmiki used to be dacoit Ratnakar. Incidentally, he used to live in this area before became sage Valmiki. The story goes that he used to hit his victims in the leg, and that's why the name of this place came from Tangri Dongri. It was here Maharishi Narad advised him to pray for Ram, and it's a very common story that he could not say Ram. He started with Mara. Mara means the victims he used to kill, and eventually it turned to Ram and he became sage Valmiki. Inside the ashram, Valmiki ashram, Sri Ram stayed here for some time. This place is located in between Nagari and Shivava at the bank of Sita Nadi inside this forest called Sita Nadi Abharanya. This is village Ikabari near the last Valmiki ashram. It is believed that
Sage Valmiki, when he was decoyed Ratnakar, used to live here, and the name came from the fact that Ratnakar used to behead the victims in one shot, and that's why the name is Ikabari. It is also believed that it was here somewhere the sage started the meditation and came out as Sage Valmiki from inside a termite heap or termite nest. This is the type of road we are traveling today, and it was very difficult to locate and reach the destinations. Another ashram they visited in Rishi Mandal is of Sage Gautam. This place is located about 25 kilometers east of the last location of ashram of Sage Valmiki, and this is located on a hillock called Mandagiri mountain. The ashram is located high up on the hill, and this is the picturesque Mandagiri mountain. Very hard to climb up, but I somehow managed. However, there is a commemorative structure at the base for those who cannot climb up. Sage Gautam Ashram atop Mandagiri hill, where Sri Ram stayed for some time, and this is the type of road we have been traveling so far. Very hard to reach and very hard to locate these spots. This place is called Mechka, about further 25 kilometers east of the last location of Gautam Ashram. Here located is the ashram of Sage Muchkund, where Sri Ram lived during his stay in Rishi Mandal. Quite a high climb to reach the actual ashram up there, and we are unable to do so. As a side information, at a little southeast from this hill, Sandur river from Orissa meets Pairi or Piari in a dam reservoir, and a combined Sandur Pairi flows north to meet Mahanadi at Rajim near Sage Lomesh Ashram. Mahanadi also originates from a hill in this Rishimandal area near Valmiki Ashram in Sita Nadi Abhayaranya Reserve Forest we passed through earlier, and the river also flows north. Muchkund Rishi Ashram, Mechka, about 20 kilometers south of Nagri. Hot day today and a little tea break. This is ashram of Sage Shringi in Shivava. Sri Ram also came here and spent some time. Sage Shringi used to live here with his wife Shanta. Interestingly, Shanta was the daughter of King Dasharath and sister of Sri Ram. The actual ashram is high up there, precisely 409 steps. Again, we are skipping this. Also up there is a cave called Shanta Gufa in the name of his wife Shanta. At the base of the hill there is a commemorative structure, again for those who cannot climb 409 steps. It is interesting to note that we met another Shringi Ashram at Singarur before crossing river Ganga, and it looks like that the sages used to have abode in this Rishi Mandal for deep meditation to acquire knowledge and disseminate their knowledge acquired here to the people in the cities and villages. Here is my assistant. Sri Ram then came at the ashram of sage Kark. This place is located in between Kanker and Shivaba, about 40 kilometers east of Kanker. This is just by the side of Dudhawa Reservoir and Dudhawa Dam right ahead. It is believed that sage Kirk used to specialize in warfare and weapon making. Sri Ram stayed here, and during that time the sage taught him how to make new weapons and how to survive from enemies' weapons. This is today's commemorative structure, and this is the place of Havan time. Actual Kankrishi ashram is in a cave high up on the hill. Again, very difficult to reach, and we have to skip this. However, at the base of the hill there are lots of commemorative structure like this one, this one, this one, this one, and many more. This is Gadia mountain, a little south of Kanker city. We are at the top of the hill, and this time we are fortunate that we could reach up to the top of the hill. This is Jogi cave. It is believed that sage Kank used to live here and meditate. This is a 50-meter long cave, which means if one goes inside straight, literally can walk up to 50 meters. Unfortunately, going inside is not allowed, and this is the nearest we could go, and the cave starts 50 meters from here. It is believed that Sri Ram came here and stayed with sage Kank here in this cave complex for some time during his stay in Rishi Mandal area. It is interesting to note that the ashramas of the sages we have visited so far in the Rishi Mandal area, they are located in a cave at hilltop, and it is very difficult to reach there. And we believe that to acquire knowledge, a very deep meditation was required, and the location had to be isolated and unreachable places. Interestingly, there is a pond here atop this hill or mountain. It is said that the water never dries up and the water level remains the same throughout the year. People and devotees drink the water of this pond without any fear of disease. Every year a huge fair takes place during Ram Navami. This means during the birth time of Sri Ram. This is coming few days after, and the preparations are going on. Most of the ashramas
were located at the southeast of Rishimandal area, but this one is located at the southwest of the Rishimandal area, and possibly this is the last ashram Sri Ram visited. During the visits of the ashramas of sages in this area, Sri Ram again came to know about the disturbance of demons in this area, especially south of the Rishimandal area where it is a dense forest and hill, and there is high concentration of ferocious demons, and Sri Ram again decided to destroy the demons to make the sages safe in this area. In view of this, Sri Ram, Lakshman and Sita proceeded further south this way in search of the demons so that he can destroy them. Finally, we got permission to go inside the Jogi cave from this priest, and somebody is helping me. This is a very old Shiva temple, and it is believed that Sri Ram worshipped Lord Shiva here right at this spot while staying with sage Kank. This is currently the commemorative structure. Also another commemorative temple next to the other temple. Bam Bam Bhole. This is the way we had to climb to the top. Up and up and up. This is Papu Thakur, our Sataki, and this is our chariot today. Without this chariot and without our Sataki, we won't be able to come here today. And this was our ashram in Kanker in a beautiful setting. Another day, as Sri Ram, Lakshman and Sita proceeded south towards demon concentration area. We are also doing so, again following the highway. This is possibly the area the story conceivers had idea of regarding the demon concentration. Today it should be around Kundagaon district of Chhattisgarh. This is Rakselva, about 150-60 kilometers from Kanker, south of Kanker, and about 15 kilometers from Narayanpur. After learning warfare from sage Kark, whose ashram we visited earlier, it is believed that Sri Ram killed the demons here in this demon concentration area in heaps. It is also believed that as demons heaped the bones of the sages at Siddah Pahad we met at the beginning of this episode, Sri Ram also heaped the bones of the demons here in this area, and in front the rocks are made from the bones of the demons. It is believed that the rocks could be set on fire, and here is a little demonstration. This rock smells of burnt bone, and this is Ramesh Maharaj of Ramakrishna Mission Narayanpur. He and his crew helping us in this part of the tour. These are supposed to be the stones or the heaps of the bones of the demons all around. It is believed that Sri Ram learned weapon making from sage Kark, which helped him killing the demons here, replenishing the weapon. This is Raksha Dongri. When Sri Ram and Lakshman were killing the demons, they used to keep Sita here so that she stays here protected. Until this point, Sri Ram, Lakshman and Sita traveled about 1500 kilometers from Ajodhya and completed 10 years of stay in Dandakaranya, including 2 years prior, total 12 years. There are many more places in Dandakaranya area. This means in Chhattisgarh area, people believe that Sri Ram went there, especially during the stay in Sita Bengra, 7 years. But what we covered is just some glimpses, and in short time of presentation is not feasible to cover all. It is interesting to note that there are popular and redundant beliefs and commemorative structures on the east side from here, such as Panchabati or Shavari Ashram in Chhattisgarh or Lankeshwari temple territory of Lankeshwar in Orissa, making it possible that the early developers of this folklore, based upon a route within the eastern side of India and later version with countrywide popularity, the route was stretched west and south. Further, the name of current Sri Lanka came to existence only in 1972, whose prior name was Ceylon, given by British in 1850, and the island was previously known as various names such as Zeilan or Ceylan by prior Europeans, Sealam, Serendip or Serendevi by early Arabs, and it was never Sri Lanka. However, in this documentary, we are following the most popular belief and route through west and south of India to current Sri Lanka, despite many researchers' doubt that the current Sri Lanka is at all the Lanka of Ramayana, which the original and early folklore developers based upon. This is again today's crew and the van of Ramakrishna Mission helping us. Without them, possibly we won't be able to reach here at all. Local resident Full Singh giving us some gift. This is the beehive, fresh. अब बताते जाओ थोड़ा सीता के बारे में बताओ.
मेरा पुरती है.
हाँ.
सीता का बतेरा.
हाँ.
और दादी का दूसरा है.
अच्छा.
ये हमारा मंदिर है.
Before we proceed further, we want to cover the Ramakrishna Mission locally here. Manish Maharaj was helping us in this trip. He runs this school. He is the head of the school. About 200 students from the local tribal community are being taught here. This is a residential school and these are the hostels. These are the students. Lunchtime now. They are singing of Ramayana. The last map recap we made that Ram, Lakshman and Sita, they came here at the beginning of the Rishi Mandal area. From here they started proceeding towards the south to the core of the Rishimandal area here. Here they first came to the ashram of sage Agastya, then sage Angira, sage Lomesh, sage Mushkun, sage Gautam, sage Kark, then sage Kank, up to this point. And after that they started proceeding south or southwest towards the demon concentration area, and in this area they killed many demons, and this is Raksha Dongri and Rakashada, where the bones of demons were heaped. From here, that is after spending 10 years of exile in Dandak Forest, and in fact 12 years of total exile period, they started moving towards west to find the ashram of sage Agastya, who was supposed to have moved towards west. This is actually the map of Chhattisgarh province, and it is interesting to note that the Dandak Forest or Dandakaranya was depicted in Ramayana is precisely located here.